Alright guys, I'm back from Record Store Day Black Friday 2019, and I had some pretty good finds, but not all of them were in person. So I'm going to go through what I picked up, and then from that point, I'm going to kind of dive into what I think about the pricing in terms of the retail price and what happened in the aftermarket. This is a very interesting year. Happy Record Store Day Black Friday, guys. 2019, we're at Lost Padre Records in Santa Fe, New Mexico. I usually get in line pretty early for Record Store Day Black Friday, and this year I decided to come about an hour before they open. Where are the people? This is crazy. I've never seen a Record Store Day Black Friday without a massive line. I don't know if that says something about the list. I don't know if that says something about the area, because it's a little more quiet than LA and New York. But either way, this bodes very well for me getting what I want. Let's see what happens. As you guys saw, I went to two stores in Santa Fe. The first was Lost Padre Records. Very small store, but very well curated. They had only a few bins because they had a very small space, but every bin was packed with pretty good stuff, and the Record Store Day bins were the only thing that were a little lacking. With small stores, sometimes you won't get everything you order, and because they're a relatively new store, I'm sure their order got shorted more than your average record store. That being said, they did have some good titles, and one of them was one I was able to pick up. This was actually a recommendation from the owner of Wax Records Inc. in Vero Beach, Florida. I love this store. I've ordered from them online before, and it's just a great store, so if you're in the area, check them out. He recommended to me Les Claypool's Frog Brigade. Now, obviously, Les Claypool is the famous bassist from Primus. This was a separate project he did where he played a whole bunch of, I think, cover songs, a bunch of Pink Floyd. I know on the first half, he did a series of songs and ended with Shine On You Crazy Diamond, which is an amazing Pink Floyd song. But the second half, he did all of Animals, which is my favorite Pink Floyd record, as you guys know. So I would love to hear Les's kind of hopefully funky take on the amazing guitar work and the amazing music that is on Pink Floyd's Animals. So this was a massive set, and I'm not sure if I'm going to love the first part too much, but I'll definitely give it a listen. That Animals, though, won me over. And this is Record Store Day first release. I'm assuming that this will come out later on black vinyl. And the Record Store Day one will actually just be the one on these frog green colored records. Have not had a chance to listen yet, but I am quite impressed by this massive gatefold. Really awesome presentation, very thick spine, a thick jacket in general. This retailed for about $42 at my store. I think it was retailing around $40 for most people, and right now the price is sitting around $75 on Discogs, give or take. This may go up, it may go down. When the actual black pressing comes out, it might go down. You never know, but this is one that I'm on the fence about if it was worth buying now or if I should have waited. Store number 2 of my Santa Fe journey is Guy in the Groove. An inconspicuous location that actually has a bunch of records inside. I went there a few years ago, found some good stuff. Let's see if there's anything for me for Record Store Day. I was really sad because the first store, Lost Padre, did not have the National cassette release. And as you guys know, the National is my favorite band. I wanted this because I have a Walkman, I have a collection of Vaporwave cassettes, as you guys know, and the National did something special for Record Store Day. I don't know why they didn't do it for Cassette Store Day, but that's another issue. They did Juicy Sonic Magic, which was a selection of songs from their Berkeley shows they did at the Greek Theater, and they recorded with the special vintage technique. I don't know too many details about it. I should probably have looked it up before the video, but it's the National Live, and I had to grab it. As mentioned, it was not at the first store. I was running out of hope because I also knew the second store, Guy in the Groove, was not a big store, but I walked in and they had about 6 titles left on the counter, as well as this guy sitting right in the middle. I could not believe that they had this. I'm really excited to listen to it. Triple cassettes and a nice little box to carry them in. I love that it looks actually like what a bootleg would look like if this was something that was done in the 70s. But yeah, very excited to hear this. And that was all I found in Santa Fe. The stores unfortunately all got shorted pretty significantly. Despite liking both those stores and in the past finding some good stuff there, this time Record Store Day was not a gold mine. That being said, I am very lucky to have a great community of people on Facebook, in the Too Many Records Facebook group. And I had some people looking out for some titles for me, and I pretty much got everything on my list thanks to some really awesome people that were able to grab it at their store and send it to me. So the first thing I was able to grab was Nas's Stillmatic. So this was a Get On Down pressing. They've been doing a lot of hip-hop issues and reissues lately. The most recent was It Was Written by Nas, which I picked up. Awesome packaging, but I've read pretty bad things about the sound quality. I have not listened yet. I hope this is not plagued by the same issues, because this is my favorite Nas record. I know that's sacrilege. I know everyone's like, Illmatic's the best. and culturally it was the most significant. But song for song, these might be the best beats Nas has ever rapped on, and some of the best concepts for songs, like Rewind, where he kind of goes backwards in time while telling a story. Ether is one of the craziest diss tracks of all time. Just every song on this is really packing a punch, and it just makes Nas a legend, in my opinion, that he could put out Illmatic and then Stillmatic just a few years later. Pretty nice gatefold. I don't think the original was a gatefold as far as I know, and it is on silver vinyl, which is really cool. I like that touch. This one I should have waited. I bought it at retail, which was $32, and right now on Discogs, you can get them for anywhere between $20 and $23. So not a very good buy. I should have waited. This was probably a swing and a miss. The Wren's Silver by Craft Recordings, which I've been a big fan of a lot of their pressings. This is the Wren's first album. Their masterpiece was the Meadowlands, which I actually have somewhere right here. Oh, literally right next to me. But yeah, this is Silver. And this is their first record. It's not as kind of emo, lo-fi, indie kind of stuff that Meadowlands is. Ultimately, it's a little punkier and a little grittier, but if you like the Wrens, this is a really fantastic album. And I'm hoping that we finally get a pressing of Sea Caucus at some point, possibly. It comes on this really nice Coke bottle clear as well, which is great. All right, next up on the list, I was able to grab Fish's Story of the Ghost and finally knock this off my Discogs want list. It's been on there for quite some time, usually going for $200 or $300, so this is a much awaited repress, and it looks like they did a great job with it through and through. It is foil numbered, although I'm reading that some of them were not foil numbered. Very interesting. I wonder if that's a mistake or maybe some early versions of a future press. I don't know. But it does come on this really awesome variant, this clear red with black splatter. I always like a good clear variant with a more opaque splatter. I think it's a nice touch. And each record comes with one of two Polk prints. Polk is an artist that works with Fish quite a bit. So this was the print I got. Very, very interesting, kind of trippy art. I dig this. Very happy to have this. All of the Fish releases tend to retail for pretty high when it comes to their LPs. I remember Billy Breathes last year retailed for the same price as this, and that was my favorite Fish LP. This is my second favorite. So if you guys like jam bands and you haven't checked out Fish, this, Story of the Ghost, and Billy Breathes are worth your time for sure. I probably don't need anything else. Maybe Junta if I find that for a fair price, but this retailed for $50. I know it's high for a double LP. Fish stuff is awesome though on vinyl. It always sounds great. The mastering is top notch, and the presentation, as you can see, it not only has this print, it also is a really nice gatefold in the middle as well. So right now it's sitting about $75. I'm going to assume that the aftermarket price will probably sit around there for a while. When the next press comes out on black vinyl, it could go up or down. I'm not really sure. And the last one I have to show you in this video is the one that kind of blew me away. I told you guys Pearl Jam's MTV Unplugged was getting 13,000 copies. So no brainer, it should absolutely be available for people to get after Record Store Day for the weeks and months to come. Wrong. Apparently, this was one of the hottest ticket items of the entire RSD. Stores were selling out instantly, and even now, almost a week later, prices online are fluctuating between $75 and $90 to get a copy of this, which retailed at $25. I gotta say, I've not listened yet, but I love that Pearl Jam often does these kind of soft touch jackets. This, I can't tell, this is just a nice jacket. I don't know if it's necessarily soft touch, but it definitely feels good. And of course, it has some iconic imagery from the MTV Performance on the outside and the inside. It's just on black vinyl. They kept it really simple. Unlike the bootleg I have, it does not have some of the banter in between songs, which is a bummer, but it just sticks to the meat and potatoes and hits you with all the good stuff. So I would say that this is going to come down in price from the $80 it's sitting at roughly, but don't take my word on it. I don't know. I don't understand what's happening with Record Store Day. I feel like you can never predict which things are going to shoot up, which things are going to stay down. You just have to kind of gamble and buy what you want at what you value it at. Yeah, much like the Sufjan Stevens Mystery of Love 10-inch and the Crow soundtrack from Record Store Day this year, these are ones that had pretty high runs and still go for 3 to 4 times the retail value. Who knows? What I was not able to get in time for this video, but I still have coming to me, is Idan Beauty and the Beat, psychedelic hip-hop that I'm a huge fan of. Retail was $27, but as of me making this video, you can get it on Discogs for $22 to $25, so this is one I probably could have grabbed anywhere online. Same thing with Julia Kent, Green and Gray. Really good ambient violin work. Very beautiful, powerful soundscapes that are minimal and intense at times, and first time ever on vinyl. I'm excited to get that. thank you to Jeremy, who watches this channel, for actually helping me out with this one. He got it for me at Amoeba when he was waiting in line. If you guys watched my Marantz video I just did, he's the one I ran into at Amoeba who won the turntable at TMR Fest. So we're just kind of giving back and forth, him and I. It's been fun. So thank you again, Jeremy. I can't wait to get this in the mail. So that's pretty much what I got. The big ticket item I had no interest in that apparently everybody wants now is the Patsy Cline 3-disc set that Third Man Records did. I know they're going to be doing a black pressing of it, just a standard one down the road, maybe sooner than later, but this was on colored vinyl. Stores were selling out left and right. They were only getting 1 or 2 copies, and people were selling it for triple digits almost immediately, and people were buying it at that price. Now, I know Patsy Cline's a legend. I'm not a huge fan of country music, but it's just so funny to me that everyone's all of a sudden this huge Patsy Cline fan when Record Store Day comes out. Like, are people really going to spin this more than once or twice? I don't know. Maybe I'm just being cynical, but it's just so funny that people see the value in it and then scramble for it and immediately flip it. And I have a video I want to do about the flipping culture. I have a lot of strong opinions on both sides of the fence, and I'll probably do that sometime in the coming weeks. But that being said, overall, very successful Record Store Day Black Friday. I got everything I wanted on my list. Please leave a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are on anything I talked about, whether it's the flipping culture, whether it's the aftermarket of some of these releases, or just tell me what you got on your Record Store Day list, or even what you're searching for. I love to chat with you guys in the comments, so make sure you drop one, and make sure you subscribe to Too Many Records. More videos very soon, including my list of top 100 records we're still counting down, and my top 10 albums of 2019. Thanks for watching, guys. Take it easy.